Hello everybody. So it is October, it is spooky month, it is Halloween month. I am so excited for this month, especially because not only is it Halloween, I know we don't really like have the fall vibes here in Australia, which makes me sad, but I like to join in on the fun anyway, and I have so many like movies and books that I really want to read this month for that specifically. But also, I'm really excited because it is the Breath of the Wildathon this month. So it starts on the 1st of October, which I think by the time this video will be up, it has already started. But I'm going to show you my TBR for the Breath of the Wildathon. If you want to join in, I am one of the co-hosts. I am Champion Rivali, and I'll be hosting live sprints, maybe on YouTube, but definitely on Twitch throughout the month as well. So if you want to join in or even just say hello, feel free to. But I'm going to share my TBR with you. Apart from the Breath of the Wildathon TBR, there's also a bunch of books I really want to read, but I'm going to like take it down a notch. I'm not gonna like be too hard on myself. I'm just gonna like name a few that I'm really excited for. So without further ado, I'm gonna tell you my TBR for October. I'll leave all of the details and the prompts and everything for the Breath of the Wildathon down in the description below, and I'll leave the Discord and everything there if you want to join in. So the first book that I really want to read for it is a book that has blue on the cover, and for that one I'm going with Night Sky with Exit Wounds by Ocean Vuong. I have heard so many good things about this. I've loved all of Ocean Vuong's other work, and this is the only one I haven't read. This is his first poetry collection, I believe, and it explores war and love and loss and conflict. If his other work is anything to go by, I know I'll really love this, and his writing, I just think his writing is just absolutely exquisite. So I'm very, very excited to read that. Also, it'll be a nice little short book for the beginning of the readathon. And then the next prompt is to read a book that has fresh starts or new beginnings. With this one, I don't know if it's a bit of a stretch. I think it counts, but like, you know, it's Spy Family Volume 1. I've seen the anime. I love the anime. I think also by the time that this video is coming out, like season 2 should be out, and oh my god, I'm so excited. So I absolutely love Spy Family, the anime. I really want to read the manga. This one is about Lloyd, who is a spy, and he has to start a new fake family. And so it's kind of got the fresh start aspect or new beginning aspect, because they're all like, all of the members of the family are kind of like joining in on the family without knowing what's going on, but they've all got their own secrets and they're using it for like their own sort of beginnings. So yes, I am so excited to start reading this. Like, I obviously know what will happen in the first volume, but I'm really excited to get started with the manga. Then the prompt is to read a book with fall vibes, and for this one I'm going with The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. And I've heard that this has fall vibes, but also like the cover like of this one just kind of gives off like the fall vibes anyway, and I am really, really excited about this. I have heard so many good things about The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I also just did a video where I talk about all of the books that I want to read before the end of the year and like look back at old videos, and this was one of them. So very excited. It's about a girl who I think gets turned immortal, but I think in exchange like no one remembers who she is, but then she meets a guy who does remember who she is, and it goes from there. And I've heard it's really beautiful and really well done and absolutely amazing. So really, really excited to start that one. I think I'll probably be listening to the audiobook as well as physically reading that. And then it is a blood moon card. I got my partner to choose a random number between 1 and 10, and it ended up coming up with the prompt to read a book that is over 10 years old. And apart from like books that I have actually read kind of semi-recently, like for fun, I haven't actually gotten too many books from like back in the day. So I decided to go with Angel Fall for this one by Susan E. I haven't read this in legit like 10 years. Like, it's been so long. I absolutely loved this when I first read it. It's a trilogy. This one is set in a dystopian sort of world, and it's where angels have taken over and humans are just kind of treated like cattle from what I remember, and I don't remember too much else apart from that, but I'm really excited for it. But because my team perk is to read any book I want instead of the Blood Moon card, I might potentially go for one of the other books that I'm talking about later in this video, but I'll tell you what they are after. And then the final prompt for the Breath of the Wildathon is to read a book with fire or like flame or something in the title. I do technically have one with fire in the title, Girls of Paper and Fire, but I'm leaning towards this one because it's a standalone, and that is Daughter of the Burning City by Amanda Foody. I've had this on my physical TBR for far too long, and I'm trying really, really hard just to read books that I physically have on my TBR already. Like, I'm still buying books and stuff, but I'm trying to like read from my bookshelves first. And also it's a standalone, so I won't have to like worry about getting the rest in the series. Really excited. I honestly forgot what this is about. I got this like when I was super hyped for it like years and years ago. I'm pretty sure it's like set in like a festival and like at a freak show, and I don't know anything else apart from that, but it has burning on the title, and I think it counts for this prompt. I just realized there are 2 more prompts that are kind of like bonus challenges for the Breath of the Wildathon. So if I do end up doing this, I don't know if I'll end up doing the bonus challenges, but I'm gonna try. The first one is to read an intimidating book. I'm gonna try my best. Look at this. I know this is meant to be like one of the best books ever, and it's absolutely fantastic. But look, I would be lying if I said that I wasn't absolutely intimidated by this chonker of a book. I'm probably also going to listen to the audiobook as well as read along for this if I do end up getting to it this month, but it's gonna be a big one. I'm gonna try, because this is another book that I really want to read before the end of the year, and I've been meaning to read it for ages. The sequel comes out next year. Like, I need to get to this really soon. And then the second bonus prompt is to read like a mysterious or puzzling book. For this one, I've just gone with a standard thriller mystery, and that is Notes on an Execution by Dania Kukafka. And this one I've heard really good things about. So this one follows a serial killer who I think is on death row, and it goes into detail about, I think, why he killed the women and how, and not in graphic detail, but I think it goes into a little bit of the background, and it's about like the cultural obsession with crime stories. I hope I really enjoy it, and it'll be kind of like one of my first real thriller mysteries, because I don't read a lot of them, but I've been really, really open to them lately, and I've been really excited about them. So I think I'm slowly getting more into the genre, which is exciting. The rest of the books on this list are options for, you know, the Blood Moon prompt, or even just extras that I'm hoping to get to in October. So first off, I really would love to do a reread of Bunny, because I read this for the first time last year. Absolutely loved it. This is possibly my favorite book of all time, or at least top 5. And I loved every second. So I would love to reread this one and possibly even like annotate it potentially. And I'd love to see like what I get out of this. It's about Samantha, who is in a writing course at university, and she kind of ends up getting to know these girls who she absolutely hates, by the way. She gets to know these girls who all call each other Bunny. Like, they're all very kind of like cliquey, cult-like, and she gets sucked into their world, and it gets really fucked up and weird, and I love it. This book has like been getting a lot of hype over the past year or so as well, which I think is really, really cool. I originally picked this up because of Books and Lala, and I'm so glad that I finally read it last year, so I might reread it. Another option that I would like to get to is Lapvona by Ottessa Moshfegh, and this one, I won't lie, her novel My Year of Rest and Relaxation, I wasn't the hugest fan of. Like, I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. This one I hear has very different vibes. Apparently it's very fucked up and weird. So this one is set in a medieval village. It's about little Marek, who is the abused and delusional son of the village shepherd. he never knew his mother. His father told him she died in childbirth, and I think it just kind of follows his story. I've heard that this one is also kind of gory, or at least like has vivid, disturbing descriptions. So maybe look up the trigger warnings for this one if you are looking at reading it. But I've heard really, really good things about it. I'm obsessed with the cover. So the next book that I would really love to read is a book that I got really recently actually, and that is Parallel Hells by Leon Craig. This one I saw in the bookstore. I was like, I absolutely have to get this. I picked this one up when I was still in the middle of reading Out There by Kate Folk, and love that so much. This one is another like horror short story collection, and it just sounds so cool. So I'm just gonna read the synopsis. It says, in this deliciously strange debut collection, Leon Craig draws on folklore and gothic horror in refreshingly inventive ways to explore queer identity, love, power, and the complicated nature of being human. Here we meet a golem learning that its powers far exceed its creator's expectations, a ruined mansion that grants the secret wishes of a group of revelers, and Asta, an ancient being who feasts on the shame of contemporary Londoners and who now, beyond anything, wishes only to fit in with a group of friends they will long outlive. So, sounds really weird, sounds really fucked up. Like, I am all here for this. As soon as I saw that this was a horror short story collection that explores queer love and identity, I was sold. Like, I read that and I was like, yes, I'm going to pick this up. And I think this one only came out this year as well, and I haven't heard anyone talk about this, but I think it sounds so cool. The final two books that I would like to read this month, which I think I have the biggest chance of reading out of all of the kind of extra books that I've got here. So these two are graphic novels. So first up, I really want to read Fangs by Sarah Anderson, and this one is just a cute little short graphic novel. Like, it's tiny. Like, this one will not take long to read at all. I might read this one like in between books or like as a refresher, and I've just heard it's really cute. It's a love story between a vampire and a werewolf, and I'm excited. I've heard good things about this. And then the final book that I really want to read is another graphic novel. It's one that I have been meaning to read for like a year now since I picked it up. I love Junji Ito's work. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you would know that. I have loved his other graphic novels so much. This one is Tomi. I have not read Tomi. So like, I know this is like his classic work, and I haven't read it yet. I don't know what's wrong with me. So I really need to get to this. I don't even know what this is about, apart from the fact that she's a girl assassin, and I've just heard really, really good things about this one. I know it's iconic. I know it's sad that I've read his other work, but not this one, when this is like the classic Junji Ito that everyone knows and loves. But yes, hopefully I will get to that this month. I think I will, because it's another graphic novel and I've been hanging out to read this for so long, so I'm very excited. That is the final book that I really want to read this month. So they are all of the books that I really want to read during October. I'm so excited. The weather's starting to heat up here, which is a little bit sucky, but like, I'm so excited about all of the books, about all of the movies. Let me know down below what you're planning to read this spooky season, whether you get into spooky season or whether you don't. Let me know what you're reading or what you want to read down below. But I am really excited. I will leave all of the readathon details and my socials down in the description below. If you want to join me for readathons throughout this month as well, I will be hosting them at twitch.tv/tkitty with 2 Ys. I stream reading sprints there as well as gaming. So if you want to come say hi, feel free to. Please look after yourselves. I hope you have a fantastic day or night, and I'll see you all next time for a new video.